so we'll call the meeting to order. So everyone will please stand if you can, face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was a patriotic something tonight. Welcome to our board member, Elizabeth. She's sitting next to her mentor, Jerry.
Yeah. Just do the opposite.
We turn the meeting over to the superintendent at this time to begin the reorganization of the school board.
Thank you. The floor is now open for nominations to begin with the president.
Oh, I nominate Lisa Barrett. Second.
Are there any other further nominations? Are there any other further nominations? Are there any other further nominations? Nominations are closed. Vote for the president, Lisa Barrett. All of those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Chair, I turn the board meeting back to you.
Thank you. And it's an honor to do this again. To try to keep us efficient. We will move then to Vice President. Take a motion on Vice President.
Move to nominate Keith Wolfman for Vice President.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none. Is there a motion to pass ballot? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Nomination for clerk.
Move to nominate Jeff Isaacson as clerk.
Does not declining, so are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Assistant clerk. I would nominate Jerry Ward.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Treasurer,
I will nominate Dick White.
that's where I was going.
Second.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. If anyone wishes to drop off a committee they're on, be added to a committee, please let me know sometime before the next board meeting, and I will rework the committee sheet. And we are going to, I can't remember what they are already, but we were going to eliminate a couple of those because we just don't use them anymore. So if you want to change, drop off, let me know before the next board meeting. I'll send it over there. Okay. And then I should have read right away that the board will convene to close the executive session tonight to consider promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data over any public employee in which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility under Wisconsin statutes 19.85, paren 1, paren C, to consider the district administrative assistant, the head varsity boys and girls cross-country coach, administrative contracts, and the ELL position. Did we have anyone sign up to speak?
They didn't sign up to speak, they signed up for attendance in the meeting, not to speak.
Yeah, so I was just looking at this to see if anybody wanted to speak in public comment. And we don't have anybody that wanted to speak in public comment that registered, correct? I would look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And that includes some nice donations, again, $2,891.25 from the Pioneer Athletic Booster Club to the Special Ed Department for an adaptive tricycle in the life skill classroom, $500 from Steve T-Mon for the Hall of Fame, $1,595 from the Pioneer Athletic Booster Club to the baseball team for baseball pants, and the resignation of Rob Rankin, I think that is, as middle school football coach. So thank you for those donations and for the coaching service. Then we have a report from the esports sports group team. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Thanks for letting us come and talk about esports a little bit tonight. It was about a year ago that we were here presenting, trying to see as a proposal, see if we could get esports here. And so we did successfully get that through, and we did have a pretty successful year. So I just wanted to come and just kind of recap everything that happened and how that went. We did have some challenges at first with technology and some other things, but by the end of the year, we did get everything kind of situated, and we ended up having a pretty successful year. You got this in your board packet, but just so you don't have to dig through it to find it and stuff. Just to kind of recap a little bit, we had over 30 unique players that participated this year. That included boys, girls, middle school. We also had 6th through 8th grade. Actually, we had students from all grades 6 through 12 participate in some form or the other. We also had students that had 504 plans, IEPs, and we had at least one student that had autism that actually participated. So we had a lot of participation from a lot of students.
We also had one of our exchange programs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Students participate.
That's right, we also had an exchange student participate. Thank you. Over the 3 seasons, even though we had some overlapping, we had over 64 students participate over the 3 seasons. We competed in 2 leagues. We took the National League twice, and then we participated in the middle of the winter in the Wisconsin High School Esports Association League. Yeah, and we had the 2 middle school teams, so it was pretty good. You can kind of see there how well we did, the teams and the number of players and subs that we had for the 3 seasons. And just as a recap, the spring season was our best as far as performance went. We were still kind of working out the kinks at the beginning. But you can see down here, we had, in our spring season, we had, as we went into playoffs, we were 25th out of 158 teams. We were 32nd out of 187 teams. And the one in Balmorhea, we were 5th out of 110 teams. So that was all going into the playoffs. So we did pretty good. It was fun. On the backside, you can see a list of all the students that participated. Keeping in mind that a lot of these students had never participated in anything outside of school, after school activities. And we not only had students that had never participated in activities, we also had students that were also athletes that participated either in the off season, and we even had some athletes that were participating during their season when they could. And then, you know, they maybe did at the beginning for a little bit, and they went and played sports at the end. So it was really good. And all this, basically, other than what we got for the stipends, it basically cost nothing to run the program. Pretty successful. And looking forward to next year, too.
Anecdotally, it was really fun to talk to the students, especially some of the seniors, because the seniors really stepped up and took leadership roles, even though we didn't officially have captains or co-captains or anything like that. I was particularly impressed by AJ Paulson. AJ mentored the underclassmen in ways that I would have not expected expected to see. So it was really refreshing and exciting to see him take on that leadership role. I think this was a great opportunity for some of those students who maybe otherwise fly under the radar. They're a good kid, but doesn't show us what they're really capable of. So that was very exciting to see. And I think our juniors are going to just feed right into that next year, where they're going to be our leaders. I'm really excited to build this program with Dave, especially when you're looking at our list of students. Esports is primarily a male-dominated sport, and we have a wide range of female athletes who are joining us and participating with us. There's scholarships for both, but it's just really exciting to see some female leaders out there and thriving. So, yeah, I think these numbers are only going to get better, and that we're going to continue having success. Yeah.
I really like that you're getting students involved who have not participated in other activities, because we know that if students are more engaged, that will happen in the learning process. So thanks for doing that.
100%. And now they're with Dave and I gaming. So we get to monitor them and talk to them. I mean, we've had to have conversations with them about sportsmanlike behavior, and the dialogue we use, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate. And so it's just been, I think, a good learning experience for them. It's rewarding. It's rewarding for me, definitely.
So looking back from a year ago, when you came to us, did this meet your expectations, greater than what you were or less than what you
I think it's exceeded my expectations a little bit.
Yeah, definitely where we ended up in the playoffs in the spring season, that surprised me, just because I was anticipating, most students think that they're good gamers, especially, they're chilling in their basement and they're playing against their friends. So then for them to play on the national stage, a lot of times they're shocked at, oh goodness, oops. So for us, where we ended up in the spring playoffs, I thought was fantastic.
Also, the number of students that we needed, subs became something that was very important. That was something I hadn't really counted on at the beginning, because you have to have everybody officially signed up before they can actually participate, and that includes the subs. And whether they have to be gone for a sporting event or they can't be there because they got to go to the doctor that night. If you don't have the subs, then you either got to play down or don't play at all. So some of those, like the Marvel Rivals teams, that's 6 students that have to play at a time. And then we had 6 subs. So just that team alone was 12 students we had to manage. There was 10 for Valorant. So I mean, it really ends up being quite a few students. Yeah, so that was a little bit unanticipated.
I think everybody needs to know who these people are. They still exist here.
Sorry about that.
We've got a new board member, and I don't know if she's got high school kids or not.
Mr. Phillips, Ms. Schumacher, both of us in the high school.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good work.
The 5th grade grant, is that Tuesday tomorrow? No?
No,
No.
something different.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Stephen. Just be so first. I don't want that.
We do food use recycle by Eastern Worker, Rosie Orlock, Micah Andre, and Glenn Augustine. What is our project? Our project is to start recycling, reusing, and reducing things that we would have thrown away any other day. We wish for less garbage in landfills and a healthier, cleaner environment. To help achieve this goal, we have been recycling milk cartons and using reusable plastic bags. We encourage people to start using less Ziploc bags and always recycle paper, plastic, and other items that can be recycled. We have set up recycling bins for the milk cartons in the cafeteria, where there are 2, and the 4K and 5th grade lunchroom, where there is 1. one. The fifth graders also pass out reusable bags, 1 to each homeroom elementary teacher, and 3 to each fifth grader. Our hope is that people will be throwing away less Ziploc bags. With reusable bags, we are reducing the amount of trash that goes around. Plus, these reusable bags can be used for about 5 years.
Why are we using, reusing, and recycling? We are recycling, reusing, reusing, recycling because our career for caring topic with grade is the environment. We have a community science that we do about the impact of human activity on Earth. We're at Trees for Tomorrow, so we know that kids put their milk cartons in the recycling bin. At Sevastopol, we know that lots of kids threw away their milk cartons. So fifth graders like to stop that. Every day we have fifth graders that go downstairs to do milk cartons to make sure no kids throw away milk cartons. So we can use them in the future. We also got reusable bags because just fifth graders alone have thrown away 2,850 Ziploc bags. As a part of our project, our teacher got us reusable bags for fifth graders and all of the elementary teachers. Right now, fifth graders are calculating how many plastic bags we send to every year. So far, we have saved over 200 Ziploc bags in 1 month from going into landfills. Every year, every fifth grader will do milk carton duty to make sure their kids will throw away milk cartons for income. This goal is to model for kids how to throw away the milk cartons and to encourage the use of reusable bags. This is hopefully spark interest for other high school and will start reducing use of recycling. This is an image of the fifth graders using reusable bags. Who helped you get your funds? Something you may ask is, who helped you get your funds for this project? Well, the organization who helps us is York County Community Foundation. They have been a real help by donating $389.87. Isn't that crazy? In March, 4 of our classmates met with York County Community Foundation board members and presented our project to them. Our classmates helped answer their questions that they had, and within a week, they approved our grant request. They helped us purchase 3 green recycling bins for our milk cartons, 3 white buckets for disposing the milk, and 3 reusable storage bags for each fifth grade student. Truly, we would be nowhere if it weren't for them. We respect the children very much and their generosity.
How are we implementing the project? We fifth graders are doing a very good job on our milk carton project. We are taking time to make sure that the little kids in elementary school are recycling the milk carton and not throwing them away. We are doing this by wearing gloves, guarding the trash in the green bins, and the white bin buckets so that all the little kids do them. All the little kids are doing a very good job on the recycle, their milk cartons, and not throwing their milk cartons away. Although some of the little kids are not listening and throwing them away right in front of us, they are trying to redeem themselves and be better. What is next? The next generation of fifth graders are going to keep up the milk carton recycling program. They will help introduce it to the new 4K students because they do not know about this program. Our goal is that as fifth grade classes enter middle and high school, they will be in the habit of recycling, and eventually our entire school will be recycling their milk cartons. These are the reusable bags that teachers and fifth graders got. Here are some of the plastic bags that get thrown away every day.
These are the little kids recycling. This is a fourth grader recycling their milk carton. Kudos to them.
Here are the image of the fifth graders with their milk cartons. Impact. The impact of our project will be there will be less plastic bags and milk cartons in landfills. Also, we are protecting wildlife because they can mistake trash as food and hurt the animals. Recycling bags. When you recycle 1 ton of paper, that saves 17 trees, 3.2 cubic yards of landfill space, and 4,100 kilowatts of energy as well. Milk cartons can be recycled into new paper or building products that you use every day.
The average U.S. elementary school uses 53,200 cartons every year. Over 5 years, an average school can save 9,300 pounds of paper, almost 5 tons by recycling its cartons. An average school can save 45 trees by recycling cartons and 13,000 gallons of water over 5 years. We use about 5 trillion plastic bags a year. Thank you for listening.
Are there any questions?
That was excellent.
We use them for our lunches, so like all our, let's say we want a pizza for lunch and we put in a plastic bag. Instead of putting in the plastic bag, we would put in the reusable bag and put in the lunch. Because then we can just clean the reusable bag out and just reuse it again.
You have to take it home and wash it in the sink.
Good, or you can wash it here.
Oh.
Any other questions?
This might make a great article for the Peninsula House.
What are you going to do in 6th grade now?
Recycle.
We're gonna
Now that they're recycling police.
we're gonna teach the next year's 5th graders to keep dirt down.
They're not so old, though. When I was your age, we got to melt in little bottles. We had to put the bottles back in the old days.
So will you be needing money going forward for more plastic bags?
We don't know about that. Yeah. All I know is Miss Ricola said that only New York and the 5th graders are getting the reusable bags.
For this year.
For this year, yes. Yeah. Because thankfully for the George County Community Foundation, thank you. We have got the 3 buckets and
Anybody else? Well, thank you very much. Well, administrators, you might as well just cut all your reports short because you can't follow that.
We listen to their reports, right? We listen to their reports.
Mr. Schaefer?
I have to follow that? Okay. All right, fair enough. I'll just touch on a couple of things that I had on my principal report. First of all, obviously in the month of May is Teacher Appreciation Week, May 5th through the 9th. And I just want to say that I think Sevastopol is incredibly fortunate to have such a passionate and dedicated team of educators and staff who go above and beyond every single day, giving our students everything they can in providing the most outstanding education. And beyond academics, our teachers spend a lot of time and prioritize meaningful relationships with students, creating a school culture that's rooted in the 3 big, in care, connection, and support. We had a fun week. Everybody did their part. The Cart of Awesomeness made its 2nd year annual return, so we were able to deliver goods to our staff multiple times throughout the week, and just to let them know how much we appreciate them. And we are truly blessed here at Sevastopol with the team of teachers and staff that we have. So to all of our teachers and staff, I just want to say thank you for your unwavering commitment, your hard work, and the difference that you make every single day. Sevastopol is better because of everybody that we have in this building. So thank you to them. Along with that, I just wanted to acknowledge our National Honor Society and an awards banquet that we had. I know it was at the end of April, but just wanted to touch base. I was talking about our dedicated staff. One thing that we do with our new inductees is they have to nominate an influential person in their life that cannot be a family or a parent. And it was awesome because listening to the letters and how these mentors influence their lives, and It was actually also, what was great to see is we had several teachers that were nominated as well, and that's really awesome and a testament that kind of aligns with the teacher appreciation. And then, just because of memory, but I did want to share with you because I don't know that I touched on it, and I definitely should, but very proud of our junior class who had an average ACT score of a 21.3, which is very good. Very nice performance by our junior class. We did have several 36s in specialty areas, so that was really impressive. There's a lot to celebrate there with our students and teachers as well.
Thank you. Mr. Hills.
Thank you. The one item that's not in my report that I wanted to share, Mark Tauscher, if the name sounds familiar, used to play with the Packers and Badgers. Something that he's created is a trifecta grant. He's advocating for reading and getting people to do, or students to do more reading. So he encouraged people to, or schools to submit a grant proposal, and those that were selected would get funding for whatever it was that they presented. I was able to submit for our literacy night, and that got funded, which is excellent. It's a great event and brings in a lot of people, which is really nice. And then the second thing, I know I've talked the last couple of months about the reading challenge that we did recently, where the kids, for every 20 minutes of reading, they would get 1 mile for their class, their group, and tracked that. They traveled about 5,000 miles altogether across the elementary school, which was about 100,000 minutes that was read. I know that the kids read more than that. That was just all that was scored. And we were able to get grant funding to cover the cost of the map that we bought and the cookies that the kids got afterwards for the team that got for us. So I just wanted to comment on that.
Question for you. I seem to recall when you gave that very fine presentation on student achievement that we talked about doing a proposal for the WASD convention, and I don't know if you had a chance to do that or not.
Yes, Rainey and I have been working on that.
Okay, because the deadline is coming June 20th.
Yep.
And I also, if you care to, the Rural Schools Conference in October is looking for proposals as well. Feel that?
You have a deadline on that one?
Something we want to do. And just check the Rural Schools website, Wisconsin Rural Schools website, and there's a section in there on submitting proposals. And it's a great opportunity because it is just rural schools who are attending, and with our being rural school, there'll be a lot of interest, I'm sure.
I'm just going to echo a little bit what Mr. Schaefer said and just thank the staff, the students, families for another excellent school year. Learned a lot, have a lot of work to do, but it was really, really productive. A lot of us are, looking towards the end of the school year, but I'm just letting everyone know that summer school is ready to go, right? We've got 60 kids coming. We've got evidence-based interventions that are going to be in place. We're going to be taking data on kids from the minute that they start and when they end. Really using that to make sure that the days that they're here, teachers and students are making a difference for the time that they're not when they're in school, improving their reading and some writing. So we're looking forward to it, and I thank the staff for staying on board and being excited about staying and wanting to continue to work into June.
You all have the weekly calendar report. If you want to take questions on those people reached out. Superintendent's report.
Thank you. I just want to start with a congratulations to our GI teams. We had 5 teams that went to globals, and 4 of them placed in the top 10, and 1 placed in 11th. So a huge shout out to those teams, to the parents, and to the community support. That is an extremely expensive opportunity for our students, a very challenging opportunity, demonstrating leadership, demonstrating creative thinking, problem solving. Students, parents, staff alike have an absolutely wonderful time. And again, congratulations. When we talk about placing in the top 10, we're talking about placing in the top 10
with over 600 teams coming in internationally. So it's a huge shout out to our staff and to our students and to the dedication to that program that we have. I also just want to add a little bit about the Goody Triathlon. What a great experience for our students. And they were so excited to talk about what they were going to do next year when I had a chance to meet with them at the barbecue that we had. Was that just last week, Melissa?
Last week.
And we partnered with Sturgeon Bay and Southern Door both. And it was just a great opportunity for our students to collaborate with each other and just have a nice fun day. So it was great to see that work. The rest of the items will be in the board agenda as we come up with it. So thank you.
Does the policy committee have anything to report other than policies that they're going
No, we have the policies that we've been working on in tonight's packet.
Anything for the budget?
I don't have anything specific to report. We did receive our lottery credit funds, and our budgeted expenditures are on track for the year.
Anything to report on facilities?
Just a couple of pieces. We're continuing to troubleshoot the heating and the cooling. Maintenance team is doing a wonderful job, but at the end of the day, it appears to be on the load on the one HVAC because the HVAC is a lot larger than what we need. We're hoping that the offset, when we put the two new HVAC systems in, that will help offset that load and we won't keep, basically we're flipping a breaker and it's taking us off the system, and so then Dan has to go reset it and bring it back up. Other than that, we've got a lot of projects coming up this summer. Just a reminder to the board, we're resealing the parking lot, we're doing the roofs, we're replacing those two HVAC pieces. Our red door for the red, they're not red doors, but the doors for the red shed, we're getting those replaced, and so that's up to date. So we've got a lot of work going on over the summer months for the buildings and grounds.
Thank you.
Including gym.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
With respect to the HVAC, is there anything I think would be good food and answer, as opposed to the customer, you go experiment and find out where it is?
I tell you, we haven't given up. It's the best I can do right now.
It's hard to throw it.
What is the first air conditioning system that put in the school in the county with this labs in? Or the first time they've taken product A and hooked it up with product B in another part of the building? It's like, there's a space opposite. I don't understand that.
Obviously, they don't need it.
They don't need it.
Obviously, they don't either.
We didn't have it as a kid either. This is kind of luxury, but I just find it amazing. For a class person who built the place can't say, this is real respect.
They'll continue to work on it. Hopefully, we don't get 100-degree days before now at the end of the school year. Then we have the ventilation for the high school woods dark room bids.
So this is a piece really kind of finishing up work of the referendum when the new addition was put on. Both the print room and the paint room need to have ventilation put into place. This has been a conversation with Buildings and Grounds Committee throughout the entire year. We finally have two bids, one from Johnson Control and one from Herkman. Administration is recommending going with the Herkman bid for the sole purpose that it is significantly less than what the Johnson Control bid is, and still will keep us in compliance so that our students and staff can be in a safe place with ventilation.
Is there a motion on that?
I would move to approve the Kirkland mechanical bid for the ventilation for the high school wood/dark room.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Then we have the student representative to the Board of Education.
In your board packet, you will find the application from Daniel Costella Barahona.
as the senior representative to the school board for next year. I would recommend that we accept his application and that we continue to seek, and I talked to Mr. Schaefer about that this morning, continue to seek that junior representative. This is not, as we talked about earlier, just to reiterate, this isn't to showcase the work, that's what Mr. Schaefer does in his board presentation. This is really to get our student engaged in topics that are relevant to them, whether it's weighted grades, whether it's the calendar, whether it's the student handbook, but giving them an opportunity to have at the voice table. They are not, of course, participants in executive session, and they don't vote. But other than that, they are an active member of the board.
So they were depending on the news.
Yeah, starting in September, we did give them the summer off.
I would move to approve the application of Daniel Castillo Ramona for the student representative on the school board.
Second.
Questions or discussion? I think Daniel will be,
I was very impressed by
I think he'll be a great
the thoughtful letter.
contributor. Hearing no other questions or discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations, Daniel. We then have the 2025-26 student handbook.
So I just put down a list of changes that we're making to the handbook, and they're really, honestly, just very minor. There is one oversight there on page 5. We were waiting for today for the change of board positions to put that in. I think the areas to really be noted, and I can go through each one if you really want, but really page 14 and page 40 was where we changed the word from event to contest to remove any clarity or unclarity about what that means. So referring to in an academic contest means a game. And so that was a big, not a huge change, it's just a one-word change. And then we're adding about esports and DI and just like the page 19, we're just removing the word should and just to make it more directive about all of our roles and responsibilities. So I mean, they're all laid out for you, and they're just minor changes to the handbook.
Just a couple spelling errors in my name and Jerry's last name.
Oh, on this sheet right here? Yeah, I apologize for that. There's a lot of mistakes on this, but it was one of those where I started, and honestly, Sue, and I realized I don't even know the position, so, and I apologize for that. That will be corrected.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the 25-26 student handbook as presented with changes, and then also with the updated school board titles, positions.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or discussion for Mr. Schaefer? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Then we have a proposal for the middle school environmental club.
Yeah, this is exciting. After our wonderful elementary presentation on recycling, we have a very enthusiastic group of middle school students that want to start the Young Environmentalist Club. They really want to promote educating students, staff about how we can be more environmentally friendly and understand the importance of composting. And I like this sentence the most, but they said, not only will we be educated, but we will be taking action. So they are very enthusiastic about this opportunity. Mrs. Shire will be their advisor. I think the great thing is even after they wrote the proposal, I shot off a bunch of questions for them to answer, and that's what you see in the bottom where it says responses to questions. So it just speaks, I think, to their passion for this opportunity to make a difference, and really, it's really awesome to hear young people wanting to really take an active role and care about the environment, the future, and using terms like that and wanting to not only get this club off the ground, but just like the other group, wanting it to continue on after they graduate from middle school and end up in high school. So they're asking for your support to approve this awesome club and awesome opportunity to make a difference around Sevastopol.
Questions or discussion?
I would think UW Green Bay would be a great resource with their environmental education emphasis for this club.
Yes, and also because we're doing this with fifth graders too, are talking about recycling. I think there might be a partnership with the elementary groups too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's a really nice initiative, and it's really great that all of our students across the levels are.
Yeah, I think there are people at the university who would be very excited about this.
Is there a motion?
Move to approve of the application by the middle school of the environmental club.
Second.
Further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And we have a proposal for an FFA officer retreat.
Yes. So this is a proposal by our agricultural teacher, Ms. Kulawacki, and she would like to propose an FFA officer retreat, an opportunity for them to kind of get away for a few days, spend some time either at an Airbnb or a rental property where they can do a bunch of things together, activities, and focus on leadership communication. This is one of Ms. Kulawacki's ideas to really continue to build and pursue her passion for FFA and building leaders through FFA, through a variety of activities, and having them set goals for the upcoming year, to talk about what they want to do, their responsibility as FFA members, what does it mean to be an officer, all those types of things, and pretty cost effective and well thought out, a good plan for how she can spend some time with her future officers and create a dynamic FFA program.
And it's paid for through the FFA activity fund.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the FFA officer retreat proposal.
Second.
Further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Do you have any legislative items we need to discuss tonight?
No, just to say that Representative Kitchens is holding listening session on Friday of this week. If anyone is interested, I would plan to attend. The budget process grinds on in Madison, and I did hear someone today from the rural schools feel that the legislators on both sides of the aisle are supportive of retired employees coming back to work without sacrificing their abilities. So that is a positive sign. Otherwise, lots of implications for public education at both the state and federal levels, particularly around vouchers.
I just had, in lieu of what's going on with the federal Department of Education, if we had some figures on what impact our school would have if we lost all that federal funding, because the state has indicated they might, well, they may be responsible for picking up that.
Exactly.
And I think at one time we threw out a figure of $300,000, $400,000.
We have that number, I don't have it on the
Okay,
top
yeah.
of my head, but I can get it and I can send it out.
Take that Friday
Yeah.
listening session.
Yes.
I'll be meeting with Mr. Kitchens on Tuesday of next week. It's Dr. Phil Madison, but I'm the only doctor going for this group, district group. And so I can bring also with Jacques.
That resolution might be helpful. Before you were on board, we did a resolution regarding the state budget, and a copy of that would be helpful.
I'll put together some information that you can share. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Jacques, there'll be other people, but I'm definitely the only one that
It's been one of the pieces, we've been very targeted across education and all the different organizations on the topics, and I believe that it has ultimately led to hopefully some success, but we're too early to say that, but there seems to be pretty clear message, and I'll just reiterate, special education funding, looking for that. The retirement piece is important, looking for the increase in the student aid, and missing ones. I think those are the big three off the
The
top.
revenue limits.
Yeah, increasing revenue limits, so that'll revenue limit. Sorry.
Thank you. Then we have the request for proposal for the photography bids on a track program. And Dorothy worked for years, is retired, so sign on with someone new.
Thank you. So this is a huge transition for us at Sevastopol. Mike had been our school photographer for a really long time. Matt, thank you. And with his announcing of retirement, we went on to an RFP. We had several competitive bids. The administrative team came together, taking a look at it, looking overall at student packages, looking at the athletic side of the house. Based off of that, the administrative team would like to recommend that we offer Harmon Studio the contract with a one-year contract. As I shared, mentioning that if it is successful after the 1 year, we would extend to the 2 year, but we really don't want to bite off a 3 year when it's such a huge transition for us. So we're seeking approval for Harmon.
I would move to approve the contract for school photography with Harmon Studios.
Second.
Everything old is new again. This photographer here for
Isn't it
years.
fascinating?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I remember when that would start.
So,
I'm surprised at the number of
further questions or discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Then we have these three policy updates. We'll take those by motion one at a time.
The public participation at board meetings, WASB had recommended that boards look at their policies in this area to make sure that they were up to date and to do it before you really need it, because once you need it, it doesn't look very good if you're modifying your policy. So this is what the policy committee did. We took a look at it and made very minor adjustments to it.
Is there a motion on that one?
Make a motion to approve policy, public participation in board meetings. A second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Third grade promotion and retention for at-risk students. Motion.
Mr. Hiltz brought this to our attention, that this was part of the legal Act 20 requirement, so this did, based on his recommendation.
Is there a motion on that policy?
I'll make a motion to approve the third grade promotion and retention at risk schools.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then after several memos to us on crowdfunding, any further comment on that?
Yes, this was something that came to our attention. We had not allowed crowdfunding previously, but this seems to be a direction that other districts are going and other organizations are going, and we spent a considerable amount of time reviewing it, and what you see is what we came up with, and Randy did some consulting with legal counsel and got some guidelines. I think it's very good what you work with. I don't know if you have any knowledge to add to that.
My recommendation would be is that we would back to the original policy, which is in your board packet, and that we would select option 2, either the first or the second, and that's board decision which one you want to go with. But either one of them allows us to do the crowdfunding, so for our fundraiser piece.
Option 1 was, option 1 is the school board. Option 2
So option 1 does not permit. Option 2 is permit one with the district administrator, or the second piece is the board. So either you want the district administrator to be the approval, or you want the board to be the approval.
And just for information, could you give an example of what crowdfunding would be?
So, do you ever go on Facebook and see the GoFundMe pages?
I mean, so the most recent, what brought this up was Destination Imagination was trying to get donations from like family members, aunts and uncles, kind of that, like, for instance, with our family, we don't have any family here, local, and so it was a way to send an email, and that our friends and family from far away can then donate to a specific kind of group. And so similar sports teams do this a lot. Obviously GoFundMe is kind of for, or like in medical stuff, there's like Caring Bridge, we kind of donate. So it's just a way to solicit donations for a specific event. It's usually administered through a certain company that does take a percentage, and different groups take different percentages.
And then this one just asks for a donation, we don't take a percentage.
Right, and that's the one for the DI.
The basketball team did.
They did some of the softball team.
So if you donate $100, they don't take 10% of it to them.
Right.
They ask you to donate.
So
It's
selling
selling
stuff.
She said that, there are people who want to fund uniforms for a team,
Yeah.
but they want to do it the right way.
Right.
So unless we want to look at every request, we should maybe allow the district administrator to.
That's what I was saying. I said, John, the administrator. I don't think we should just have carte blanche. I move that the district administrator be responsible for overseeing the crowd.
Second.
Further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Then we have the hazardous transportation route.
Thank you. So as we know, a majority of our route for the school district is on Highway 57. Currently, if we transport within 2 miles, we do not receive state funding for that. So as a district, we put together a plan. We had a conversation with the sheriff's department. They approved the plan, saying that it is important for us to bus those students because we don't have crosswalks, we don't have intersections, we don't have sidewalks. And so now I'm seeking board approval in the plan that was in your board packet to approve, and then we'll submit that to the state, and we'll be able to, it's a minimal amount, but every dollar helps support our district. And once we've been designated as that, we don't have to go back and seek application again. So just seeking your approval that we are designated as a hazardous transportation route.
I make a motion to approve the hazardous transportation road.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Then we have the school resource officer contract.
So this is an annual contract that comes before you. I want to note that the sheriff's department is seeking additional funding and has been historically funded 80/20 for the 9 months, and they are seeking 100%, as I shared with you in your board memo. We will transition that increase to community education funds based on the community outreach that she currently does.
motion to approve the SRO contract?
I would move to approve the SRO contract as presented.
And then you have a reason for the change?
Like everybody else budget. The county isn't, but the county is not.
We have a motion out there right now? Discussions after, is that?
Is there a second?
I said.
I think the county picked up the other 20% through the sheriff's office department, and they said, nope, we're not doing that anymore.
So we pick up the benefit package, well, everything.
We pay 100% of the 9 months.
But the county, she's a county employee,
Right.
so she is, we just pay the salary or do we pay all of it?
We pay,
Like her, like all that stuff?
we pay that flat number that's inside of your packet.
I was just,
She's in the retirement system, so.
no, but
I guess the question is, are we allocated that or do we just pay her salary?
We just pay the salary, we just pay that flat fee.
We
So,
don't know if it's just her salary,
Right.
salary minimum.
what you get for it?
I don't question that they just don't.
It's worth it, I think it's great.
Fantastic.
I just don't like the way they do it. We graduated and then 5 years now, it's, oh, by the way, we're changing it now. This is not, you can't get out of it. Who would ever give it up, right? It's not us paying it, the taxpayers pay it. They've already paid it. They're gonna pay for it. Whether they go through here.
We're gonna pay for it one way or another.
That's right. We get to yell at Charlie.
Yeah, no free lunch anymore.
Is there any other discussion on this school resource officer matter? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Then we have the CISA 7 contract for various services.
this is an annual contract that's brought to the board. There's no significant changes in their professional development, and then support in our professional organizations within the district. Administration is seeking approval. We did not do a 2-year contract just because of budget constraints. We didn't want to be tied in for 2 years with the professional development component.
And I would just add that, in addition to the contract, we get $70,756.38 of free service from CISA this past year.
Is there a motion to approve the CISA 7 contract?
Move to approve the CISA 7 contract as stated in our report there.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And we have a staff handbook item.
I'd like to bring to the board for consideration a stipend for teachers in Sevastopol that are nationally board certified. National board certification is an opportunity where staff are reflective on their practice. They demonstrate their contact knowledge. They learn how to be a better practitioner, to be an effective practitioner. It's a 3-year commitment. And then they renew that license, much like a master's, but it's a nationally board certified. Other districts in the area do compensate, and we do have a teacher on staff that is nationally board certified. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to acknowledge the excellence in our staff with a $2,000 annual stipend. Just like we paid for the master's. Can't say the other stipends on the top of my head. We have several.
I would move to approve the annual stipend for teachers for the national board certified teacher credential. I think this is a good way of valuing our staff and retaining our staff.
Is there a second on that?
Second.
Further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Then we need to talk about middle school and high school graduation representation. education. The school is June.
Yep, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time here today, I don't know what it is, but, so middle school graduation is Tuesday, June 3rd at 6 p.m. And it would be great if I just knew how many board members would be present for that, so just so we can establish it. And if I do remember correctly, those that attended last year, we did have you sit on the stage, right? Can't remember off the top of my head, but that was the plan.
Sorry.
Okay. But,
I'll attend.
okay,
I will.
Depending if I get out of Madison on time.
Okay.
So,
Your deep, heavy discussions about this.
so we're at 2 for the middle school?
What time's it at?
Possibly.
What time's it at? 3?
6.
6.
Oh, 6, yeah. So that's, yeah.
6 on the 6th.
6 p.m.
On the 6th.
On the 3rd.
on June 3rd for our middle school graduation.
my kid will be there.
We have the athletic committee. 4.
Yeah, you can let me know. I just want to make sure we have chairs.
Yeah, no, I understand, I just wanted.
It's a reason to get done.
Okay, and then the high school graduation is Sunday, June 8th at 2 p.m.
I'll attend.
Yes.
Brady?
I will tentatively be there. I'm on call, like, so I'm here. But
Okay.
Keith, can I see you raise your hand?
Yes, I can make
2 p.m.
just 6.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Good? Good?
I mean,
Dick, are you able to attend
Camping weekend.
the camping weekend? What is,
Lisa Sue Keith.
and I have a plan now. This is where I need you, because we're going to change the high school, hoping to change the high school graduation date for next year. So I would like to use this as an opportunity to share that with you. Is that okay?
What is, because you changed it this year, it was always the first Sunday in June.
So, actually, I did not. I just want to say that. But when I first got here, I was told when graduation was, and I followed that. But I did a little bit of research and looking at kind of how things worked out this year. It has been tradition that, my understanding, is that seniors, when it's their last week, that Sunday, we have graduation, which typically, as you are correct, falls on that first week. But in this particular case, next year, it would fall on May 31st.
Is that a Sunday?
That is a Sunday.
I'm just telling you this, I had a suggestion that it should go back to Friday, Saturday night.
It should go back to what?
Friday, Saturday night.
I prefer Sundays.
The only problem with Friday night is we do the senior casino.
I'm just passing it along. If you want to survey the parents, you can do that, but I'm just passing it along.
Okay.
So Memorial Day would be that Monday of that week, and then this is the last.
Memorial Day.
I just don't want it on Memorial Day weekend, you know.
No, that'd be
It'd be the week
My
before.
understanding is Memorial Day would be the week.
about the throws.
Well, it's really this week, which is all the
Well, if the 31st is
If
Sunday.
Memorial Day is
Monday.
Monday, he's proposing that Sunday
I just wanna make sure it's like-
graduation, yeah, it's not Memorial Weekend.
Yeah, so Memorial Day 2026 is Monday, May 25th.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
That should be the following.
Yep, and graduation will be
The 31st.
Yeah.
That would conclude our regular business. Is there a motion to convene to executive session?
Are you good on the
So moved.
I think so.
Second.
Roll call vote, Keith?
Aye.
Aye. Jeff?
All right.
Motion carried at 7:04 p.m. We're back in open session at 7:57 p.m. And we'll look for a motion on the district administrative assistant.
I would move to approve the hiring of Heidi Pike as the district administrative assistant.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Then we will go to the head varsity boys and girls cross country coach.
Move to approve the hiring of Shelley Cook Bath as the high school head cross-country coach for both boys and girls.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Then we will look for a motion on administrative contracts.
I would move to approve the administrative contracts as presented.
Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And last, ELL teacher position.
Make a motion to approve the hiring of Shelley Stencil as ELL. Second.
Questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We have then eighth grade graduation for anybody attending that, June 3rd at 6 o'clock. We have high school graduation for anyone attending that, June 8th at 2 o'clock, and our next regular meeting is June 18th. Is there a motion to adjourn? So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried at 7:59 PM.